I was like, oh yeah, you live in.
Stop saying her address every time. This is the second time we have to cut this off from the podcast as well. We'll get the editor to cut it out.
By using what you're good at.
We have our coaches who
have their coaches. Yeah, it's just like a pyramid scheme, I know.
Be classified as a psychiatric disorder and be included in future editions of the major diagnostic manuals under a new name. Light a fire under your ass.
What next?
You know why?
Why?
I'll tell the editor to cut it. It's okay.
What if like this whole episode is just unintelligible? Like no one has any idea of what we're saying. If you could cut this part out, that'd be great.
Antoine, thank you so much for being here.
Thank you for coming in this wonky setup.
You know, actually, fun fact. This is the first episode of the Dom's Dance Court podcast that we don't do on the famous couch.
On the famous, really?
On the famous couch.
How does it feel? Do you feel kind of out of your place, or are you?
Honestly, usually my face is different on the camera. Like usually they see this side of my face. Okay. Today they're seeing a new profile.
Side? What's your good side?
Honestly, you know they tell every model that whenever a photographer ever asks you that question, you gotta always say both.
Really?
That's what they've said.
That's the official answer.
What's the official answer? Honestly, I don't know.
In my mother's attic tonight. What's your answer? Where we are.
Well, you tell us. We're coming today to Dom's Dance Court podcast. It's finally going worldwide.
Is this the first international?
I just said it's the one beyond the famous
that,
couch.
Yeah, that makes sense. I thought maybe you moved the couch, but no.
No, the first one internationally. But actually, this is semi-true. You know why?
You bastard! You lying bastard!
You know why?
Why?
Because we tried to film 3 times in Vegas when we were with Hannah, but none of them worked because either the camera SD was too low, so we just didn't have a good SD card. No. Either it started raining on us, or the sun went down.
That is, neither of those are good.
All 3 of those,
All 3 of those,
So today, even better in this little teenager room, huh?
I wish they could see. So we are, for context, we are
live from where?
Live from London, where I live. In my sister, who is not here's room. So we grew up in his house. We grew up just the door next to each other, and this is a child's room that we are in. Is that okay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's your room, so it's fine.
It's my sister's.
Your sister's room. Yeah. I hope your sister's okay with us doing the podcast.
We actually have not asked her if this
her
is
consent.
Okay. Yeah, and you're dripped out in her clothes, by the way. I must say.
Yeah, thank you for exposing it.
Yeah, no, sorry.
I didn't bring any podcast outfits.
Okay, they're not here to talk about clothes. Let's get into the real stuff.
Let's get into the real stuff. So this is the first. I just want to finish off with just saying it's the first podcast in London.
Yeah.
And maybe tomorrow we'll film another one, not with you, but with somebody else. So
who's the better guest?
We'll see. I actually wanted to get Alex on.
Who deserves daylight?
But I wanted to get Alex on.
Alex, your life coach?
Yeah. But I don't know if we'll have time.
He probably won't teach you as much about life as I will.
As you will, yeah. Tell us a little bit about life then, Antoine. Give us some context. How do you and I know each other?
We met because we were roommates in first year at McGill.
But actually, that's actually not even how we met.
Are we doing the whole thing?
I mean, if you want, I think it's a pretty interesting story.
It's a cool story, but it's long.
Because technically, I'll just want to for preface. How do you say that's the word?
To preface it?
Yeah. Thank you.
To preface it.
Thank you. Sometimes I realize, like when I listen to myself on the podcast, I'm like, there's so many words I'm not saying well.
Oh, right, yeah.
But no, but I was gonna say that we were talking at dinner how we said how there's so many things that have to go through life in order for you to be at that same moment at the same time.
Align,
Yeah. What do you call that? What's the term you're going to use for that?
Things that need to align.
Serendipity?
No, just things that need to align. That's my word for it.
Okay.
But so we met at a telephone company shop, right, in Montreal before university even started. I was in line behind you and your mother and your grandmother.
Yeah.
And you were getting angry at the clerk.
No, we were not getting angry at him.
You were furious and you were insulting him. It was actually quite horrid to watch. Let
me explain.
Yeah.
It was our first.
Oh shit! This can't be good.
It was our first. This was Antoine's idea, was to put the candle on the floor right here
to make it nice and romantic.
So, we were in Montreal where I had gone. It was the first day of my trip to Montreal before college with mom and my grandma, as you said.
Yeah.
And we're there. We're at the AT&T shop, right? It was Rogers for the telephone company. If anybody's from Canada, they know Rogers.
Canada.
And we're there at the store, and the guy after 30 minutes, because he was closing in 20 minutes, but after 30 minutes, everything is ready. He gives me the new phone number, my name, the contract. But guess what? He gives me the wrong phone.
What a moron. What an absolute incompetent moron.
No, as in we had paid and we got a phone and everything is signed. And he was the one who was like, oh shit, I can't give you this phone. I was like, why? He's like, oh, I gave you the wrong one. So poor Antoine is sitting at the back
with my mum.
At the time, I didn't know it was Antoine.
With my lovely mum.
With your
now
lovely
sleeping,
mum.
trying to sleep downstairs.
While we're here making some loud noise. I wonder what those two boys are up to. And here we're on.
Why is there loud banging on the floor? Sorry, mum. But yeah, and then I was waiting in the queue. Finally, it was my turn. And when we got to...
After how long did you wait, you think?
It's solid
Proper.
45 minutes.
Yeah, right.
Maybe an hour.
And like so much so they closed
the shop behind us. Yeah. And so we were there and we were like, we're never going to get served. But they said like, you should stay in here because it's going to be your turn soon. And then when it finally happens, my mum goes up to you and your family and she's like, because we got there.
Yeah, because they finished. Antoine and his mom. You finished
before you were.
You
done.
finished in 20 minutes while we were still setting up my phone. Because the guy saw that you guys were waiting. He was like, "You go figure out. Go set up your phone. It takes 20 minutes. Set it up while I deal with the next customer." You finished in 20 minutes.
Yeah, because it's not a very complicated thing to do.
Maybe he didn't fuck up for you.
Yeah, maybe.
But anyway, so at the end, your mom was like, "Yeah, we won.
Yeah.
And then you got embarrassed when she said that.
I was like, "Mummy, don't do this, Mummy. These are strangers. We don't know them."
And then I didn't see him again. And then I think 3-4 days later, orientation for freshmen started. And I remember running into you and we shook hands and I was like, we met at Rogers.
Yeah, we met at Rogers.
Yeah.
How are you? Your grandmother was really beautiful.
No, but I remember how you made a comment about my mom and my grandma that's another reason why we took 20 minutes. They started arguing. Because they were fighting to see who was going to pay.
Yeah, which is sweet.
It was sweet. But while people are waiting at the back, I'm like, it's not the moment.
But yeah, so that's how we met. And then we became roommates because I was living
a good month after, no?
A month and a half after we became roommates. The rest is history.
No, but I remember because I want to say that just to show you again how life works. I remember like getting to college and my mom was like, we are going to wake up because we had 2 days to move in. And they give you the choice that you can, like, once you get assigned to a residence, you get a choice onto what day you can move in and at what time. Mom was like, we're going to be there the first day at 8 a.m. when they open, so you get the better bed, not the one next to the bathroom. That's what she said. Because the beds were like, I mean, you know. And just for context. And then we get there. My mom's so pumped we're there so early. First one's there. We set up the entire room. My bed, we take my bed. And we're waiting. And every time somebody like walked by, we're like, I wonder if that's the roommate. Oh, really? But nobody would walk in. And it went a whole day. By 2 p.m., I'm like, fuck, I guess they're just not coming today. Next day, we go back to continue setting up the room. Nothing. I go to ask down, and they're like, oh, I was like, what? Like, when's my roommate coming? They're like, oh, it looks like you just haven't been assigned one. It's like, what does that mean? It's like, just you might get one, you might not. And then a whole week went by, I got none until student housing reached out to me. And they were like, hey, so yeah, it turns out you just don't have a roommate. Do you want to have a friend who wants to come who you get along with?
No.
I literally said, like, what would happen if I didn't choose anybody? And he was like, well, we'll assign you a random one.
So so then after that, I texted you saying, listen, my housing is horrible. Can I come?
Yeah, how far were you from campus?
I was like, not an hour away. I was like a good maybe half an hour metro ride from the campus, but it was just annoying because it meant that, you know, on nights out, I would have to take the night bus, which was way longer. And also, like, with the snow and stuff, it's horrible to have to commute.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, so I just moved in with you because you were very nice enough to take me in.
I remember my mom telling me, like, the devil you know is better than the devil you don't know.
Which is so funny that that's how it started.
Because I didn't know you from a hole in the wall.
I guess so.
Like, think about it. It's like,
all
I knew was you were a kid I met at Rogers and who was French and who was raised in Britain. And that was it. And I remember really contemplating, not anything against you.
No,
but I was like,
very understandable. Like, I would as well, yeah.
But I'm so happy that it ended up happening. And here we are, like 6 years later, still
in my sister's room, candles, just living it up,
doing the podcast. Who would have thought? If I told you 6 years ago,
international thumbs down court.
Who would have thought? Yeah. Did you enjoy your day today?
I very
here
much
in
did,
London.
Yeah.
I checked the stats.
Talk to me. Give me numbers.
We walked. I walked. I'm curious to know what your phone says.
Probably less. It's over there.
Probably, but barely less than me.
No,
because I had walked maybe like an hour more than you before seeing you.
Yeah, that was a lot. You can do a lot on that now.
Anyway,
you should know that you're a life coach. You can do a lot on that now.
You're right. Thanks for keeping me in check.
No worries.
32,000 steps.
That is a lot.
And
that's not 30 kilometers though.
No, it was 23 kilometers. I think.
That's a shit.
If I don't remember.
23 kilometers. 23 years old. Look at that.
You're gonna.
Use that in your work.
But why? You know, it said I got a notification saying you did your personal best.
You did. Yeah. That's good.
I need to. I'm
Like
so curious
forever?
to check. As in, it's been the most calories I've burned in one day
That's
just
crazy.
walking.
Good for you.
It just shows you the power of walking. Antoine, do you believe in the power of
I
walking?
do believe in the power of walking.
Are you a big walker?
I've been, an advocate of the power of walking for years now.
And then you run once a year whenever you have to for men's health. Huh?
I do. Look at your socks. Can you show the camera your socks?
Is that the bottom?
That's Movember. That's the mustache.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, it is at the bottom. Yeah.
Damn.
You're wearing
How come you're
Movember
such a big
socks.
advocate for Movember? Tell me about that.
Like
where did this love, or where did this love for Movember start?
So firstly, Movember, it's
For
not
those
it's
who
not
don't
only
know.
for mental health. It's a charity that supports men's health as a whole. So it's also testicular cancer, prostate cancer, and awareness for those cancers, as well as mental health awareness.
Okay.
And why Movember? Because I don't know. I grew up in a place where had a great upbringing. It was great. But just it felt like the one thing that was never being addressed was men's feelings. It's okay to cry. Talk about what you're thinking about and stuff like that. And so I found out about Movember, I think in 2020 maybe, which is quite late, but it's quite big in Canada and in the UK. So I found out about it, and I did my first fundraising thing in 2021, I think. And yeah,
How did that go?
it went pretty well. I think I raised 200 Canadian dollars
By yourself?
by myself. Yeah,
Pretty impressive.
yeah, big boy.
What was your number one lesson learned from that experience?
I think just literally beg more. No, genuinely, because my mum works in a charity as well, and her job is a fundraiser for the charity. So her day-to-day life is just going to people with money and being like, this is what your money could do. This is what we do. Please give us money. And she gets told no every single day. I mean, a lot of your experience as well is being told no and what to do in the face of adversity. So it's kind of that. I mean, it's just getting told no all the time. Wait, why am I saying that? My mum...
Because you're talking about Movember.
Oh, right,
Did you
yeah,
forget?
sorry. Just like not being afraid to ask. I think.
But you're
that's what I
never
learned.
okay. But as in, like, you were able to raise $200 for that. And also, I remember because
Which
you know
is
what I
great,
think was
but, like,
really
it's-
good about you is also you committed to it. Like you were very
Yeah,
committed.
But in the first year, I wasn't that committed actually.
Oh really?
But second year is when I committed.
I mean, you were doing the
immensely.
mustache. You were doing the runs.
I wasn't in the first year. I was just doing
Okay, so
mustache.
second
And
year you did the runs.
for the first year, I was like, if I raise enough money, I'm going to shave my head. And people were like, yeah, I want to see you be ugly again. So,
And you shave your head?
no, I'm not a
dude,
man of my word.
dude, that's not good.
I'm a liar.
That's not good. Don't be proud of that.
No. I just didn't reach the goal that I'd set for me to shave my head. So
Oh.
I wasn't dishonest. I
Okay.
was just
Did you
overachieving.
explicitly mention that you would only shave it if you reached the goal?
Yeah, it was in the terms and
Okay.
conditions. Yeah, page
Okay.
67, 343.
Wait, and then year 2 was better, raising wise.
Year 2 was incredible. Yeah, year 2.
600.
No, I think 1,165 Canadian
Oh my
dollars, something like
goodness.
that. Yeah, which in pounds is like 700 pounds or something like that.
That's
It was
fucking
crazy.
wild.
Yeah, that was really, really good. And that was because I learned the lesson from the first year, which is like literally just ask anyone you want. One of the people who donated money to me was someone that I met in the street. And then another one was
What
like
did you
one
tell
of my
them?
teachers.
You just be like, hey,
I mean, obviously it wasn't. I didn't start off with that, but I met them and we started talking, and I was like, "Oh, I'm doing Movember, by the way," and they gave me $10. Obviously, which isn't that much, but it's
It
still
all
like,
adds up, man.
every little helps. Tesco.
yeah.
That's not-
Is that the motto?
Yeah.
I wouldn't know. I don't. We don't have Tesco.
Now you know. You're a Londoner now.
No, I know. Man,
but
and what was the most important lesson you learned in year 2?
I don't know. I think the lesson learning from year 1 to year 2 was much more significant than year 2 to year 3. Because year 2 to year 3, I just leaned into what was working for me. So, actually, yeah, to be fair, no, you're right. I did learn a lesson. The lesson that I learned in year 2 was use what you know how to do to get what you want, even if it feels like it isn't related. So, like...
So give us an example.
Yeah. So, in this case, Movember is, I think it's UK-based, but so it's a charity for men's health, which is, in my opinion, and in a lot of people's opinions, like a very important subject matter, right? Like it's nothing to be laughed about. But what worked really well in my second year campaign was humor. And so by making jokes mostly at myself, but also just in general, I was managing to raise much more money than I was before. Because being able to joke about a subject that isn't normally joked about is kind of a shock to people. So they're like, oh shit, wait, is he allowed to do this? And as long as it's for a good cause, well, actually, I'm kind of waffling here, but what my point is
waffle
that
all you want,
I
son.
waffle I want 45 minutes of waffling. Yeah, my point is just that like
We'll get the editor
by
to cut
using
it out.
by using what you're good at and leveraging that
Mm-hmm.
For an objective, I think that's good.
What were you good at? Or
I was good at making fun of myself. That is one of my specialties.
What do you think constitutes somebody to be able to be a good making fun of themselves person?
Good self-deprecating person is
Thank
what you mean, right?
Yeah.
Life coach.
Thank you.
Uh,
I was looking for like what's the term?
Yeah, it's
Nice.
self-deprecation. I think to be a properly, able to be self-deprecating, I think you need to, not take yourself too seriously, which is kind of, it goes without saying. I think, I don't know, just not really care about looking like a moron, like a literal idiot. Because on my stories for Movember, most of it was just like, I'm a fucking idiot. Give me money.
Yeah.
And it actually worked quite well because people were like, this cracked me up. Here's £10.
I feel like is that the secret? It's learn how to make people laugh and not
Well,
take
not
yourself
necessarily. I think it's just like humor and self-deprecation just happens to be what I think what I've found out that I'm good at. So
yeah, you are good at that.
Thanks. I know.
You are. No, you are. That's the thing I always tell people when I say Antoine's funny. I usually always say it.
Again, we need to talk about this. You need to stop telling people I'm funny before you introduce me to them because they're going to be like, oh, he's not that funny. He's just...
I just think it's like, look, even now you're making me laugh. You're not even trying.
But yeah, no. So self-deprecation and humor is what works for me, and I think you need to identify what works for you, what you're a bit good at, and then use that however you can. Because I thought that humor and my bottom line here is that I thought that men's mental health awareness was very incompatible with humor because, it's a subject matter that you don't laugh about. But understanding that there is a link between the two and that I can make that link is what helped me massively then raise more money. And this year, I'm going to go crazy. I'm going to raise so much money.
What's on the cards?
I've actually started thinking about it already.
Oh, really?
I'm going to do... So I'm doing drama school now. And obviously a lot of that is character work, trying to, put yourself in the skin of other people. I'm not trying to get in people's skins. I'm just saying,
we understood.
character work. And I'm going to try and post just dumb stories of me doing all sorts of accents and just begging for money. But
I like that.
As a,
Are you going to play different characters?
I am. I'm going to try. I've got a lot of Hispanic stuff going on.
You're pretty good at the accents, I must say. You're great at the accents. You're really good at making fun of yourself.
I'm okay.
And you're also very talented.
No, and incredibly humble. That's the main thing. It's stupid.
Yeah.
I was
going to say the last one is you're a great dancer and hip dancer.
I feel like I'm just a good hip dancer. That's it. There's nothing else to it.
I feel like
I'm a great hip thruster.
You should find a way to include that into your Movember this year.
I actually, I'm going to take that on board and probably do it.
And how about you made a challenge? People love to be included. So how about you made a challenge of the person who sends you the best hip movement, you donate the money back to them.
All of the money, 1.2k.
No, or they just, I don't know, you have to find some kind
of... They get to give me more money.
Or something, just find some kind of deal with them. Let's see what they do. Reverse them. Make them think they won.
Yeah.
But then actually they did win. They ended up supporting men's health much more, so.
That's not a win. We should all be supporting men's health. Actually, I just contradicted myself. That you're right. That is a win.
That is a big one.
That is a big one.
Yeah. And that's cool. So that's, I guess,
Are you going to be doing Movember this year? Is the main question.
Honestly, I was going to tell you before walking on the street. I was going to tell you how I want to leave my mustache.
Really?
So specifically, it's funny.
Would Hannah okay that? Would that be vetoed or?
I mean, it's beyond that now. It's also just. I guess it's not really beyond anything. It
is not.
I can choose for ultimately if I want it or not. But it's also just more about I want to be taken seriously. And
by who?
I don't know, by the people I work with. And
you've just dropped something. Let's get into this.
Yeah.
You think people don't take you seriously?
They do, but I feel like if I have a mustache, they might not.
Why not?
Because
puede ser un latino.
I could be, but I feel like I've had the beard for so long.
So don't let it become part of you.
It's become a part of me. It has.
But you're not characterized by your beard.
I know, but I like my beard though.
I like it too.
I think I feel less comfortable without it, but it's good. Sometimes you want to be uncomfortable.
You're the one telling us to get out of our comfort zone.
I know, that's what I'm saying. I'm agreeing with you.
Okay, practice what you preach. Shave it.
I can also be someone who's learning things as I go.
That's true. We are all on our paths.
Yeah, man.
I apologize for taking.
I'm actually reading the book that you were seeing in the bed.
What's it called again? You should see someone.
Maybe you should see someone. It's about this therapist who talks about her patients and the people that she works with.
Yeah.
but it's about the therapist that she sees for her work.
Yeah,
so at the end of the day, they're all
right?
exactly because they're all human. We're all human,
Yeah.
so we also have to deal with our shit. So we have our coaches who
have their coaches. Yeah, it's just like a pyramid scheme. I know. I know what you're doing, Julian. I know what you're up to. Oh, this is gonna be cut out.
Oh no! I told Panos, cut this out.
Kill him! Pull the trigger.
But
he knows. No, it's the same as me. So there's a product that I sell to someone, and he sells it to someone, and he makes commission. And if he sells it to enough people, they make commission as well.
Is that what you do for Movember this year?
Yeah, it's just a massive pyramid scheme for charity. It all goes into my bank account.
This is the podcast I've laughed the most in. It's
really?
like I'm trying to do. Hannah was saying, I asked Hannah, episode 1 of season 2, I asked her, what are you expecting for the Dom's Dance Squad podcast season 2? She said, I want it to be serious. I like that you talk about mental health. I love you talk about mindset. I want to see you exploring mindset.
Yeah.
But I need you to have some silly, goofy ones.
Silliness, yeah.
And that's when we said Antoine.
Antoine's going to be on the show. Yeah.
So it's good, but I like that. I like the idea. Like, I don't know if you, there's a podcast that also does that. Theo Von. Do you watch Theo Von?
It has nothing to do with it.
No, but Theo Von
like fucking around.
No, but then he has people like he interviewed Donald Trump and Bernie Sanders in the same week.
Oh, really?
And then he suddenly has a lunch lady and like some other guy the week after. Funny. Like I like that. Like only him. He could be the one who. So I like that idea of being able to. Not all the people who watch the episode you and I are gonna want to watch the episode of me and I don't know like Alex for example.
What's your
fan base
provision? No prediction. How many views are we gonna make? Talk to me.
I don't know. I don't think in that way.
If it's less than 300, we're deleting it. I can't have that for my image out there.
What are the people in your drama school gonna say?
If I put it up in my story and be like, this is me, this is the real me.
No, so I have a real question for you.
Okay.
I want to know what kind of movies you would like to do once you become a proficient actor.
Oh, good question. First of all, I don't know if I want to do movies for now, right?
Okay.
As in my training is mostly theatre.
Okay, so tell me what kind of theater you'd like to do then, please.
I'm not doing any theatre. I'm training for it. Fucking get a grip. No, sorry. I would like to do movies and theatre. You're right. I want to do plays wise. I actually would. I think I have no idea. I'm kind of just new to this whole thing because I've never done any theatre. But I think what I want to do is like a mix of comedies because I feel like that's what works out well for me so far in my experience. And I don't even know if the word is tragedies, but like just more serious stuff.
Okay.
But every time I talk about it, I feel like kind of imposter syndrome because everyone who's in my courses and stuff, they've been doing this for years. And they'd probably tell you right now that it's not a tragedy, you moron. It's like a real word that I don't know yet. But yeah, I think I want to do a mix of serious stuff and non-serious stuff is the answer to that.
Why do you think you're feeling yourself gravitating towards that?
Towards those two?
Yeah. Like why not any dramas?
Oh, I thought that was involved, like encompassed in that. It maybe.
I mean
drama
is everything. Why not any murder mysteries? Why not any
specifically that?
Hey, I'm trying to think. Like why not? Why not any musicals?
Oh, because my voice is just awful. Maybe that's why.
You
I tried to sing, but I can't sing that well. I don't have.
Okay, so why specifically comedies, tragedies as you call them?
Tragedies. Probably because comedy so far is what works out for me.
Okay, fair enough.
I like making people laugh. I like kind of clowning around, doing stupid stuff. Yeah, you can tell.
Yeah.
And tragedies.
But when you want, you can be serious.
Yeah. No, and that's why I want.
You have like a chip. It's wild.
Yeah,
it's actually crazy to see. Like
I think everyone has that to an extent, right?
Good point. I just like. But some people are very serious all the time.
Oh yeah, sorry, that's true. Yeah. That's why.
Were you talking the other way around?
Yeah, I meant the other way around.
Like people are really, really goofy, and then when they want, they can be serious.
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah,
I feel like you see more people like that, right? You see more people that are easier to switch from goofy to angry, or goofy to serious than from serious to goofy.
Yes. Yeah. Because if you're serious, you're just serious. Like you can't really. But yeah, if you're goofy, that means you choose to be goofy.
Yeah, good point.
But yeah, no, tragedies as well. I don't know. I feel like I'm also not in a place where I can be picky, and I won't be for the next maybe 20 years because the life of an actor is, I think, shit for the most part.
But again, you don't know that. We talked about it.
Right.
What did we talk about today? Please enlighten us with the new concept that I talked.
The FF?
No, the other one.
Oh, what?
Your
your ideas. No, the way. Wait, hold on.
No,
give me a sec.
I'll tell you.
No, I've literally got it.
No, I know.
Reframing your thoughts, right? As in, nervous can be excited, and excited can be nervous.
Okay, but right now you're talking about how the life of an actor sucks.
Yeah,
because you're saying it could take 20 years.
It could.
But what if you right now?
Could take 50.
What if right now you're gonna do all like somehow you really really commit. You're fucking hungry as fuck, and you go and you go to every single
Which
agency.
reminds me, Hunger, Julian's new what is it?
Workshop
coming soon to your screens. Join it.
I'm saying, what if you end up going and you increase your luck of every single person you meet? So you increase the surface area of your luck.
Surface area of your luck. That's what it was. Yeah.
Your luck surface area.
Your luck surface area.
Right.
No, you're right, and I am.
You could go to every single theater school or theater agency production, whatever they call.
You're not. I don't think you're allowed to cold call them because I went on LinkedIn and tried to find them.
I'm not saying cold call them. I'm saying go show up at their fucking theaters.
Or is it cold turn up? Is that a thing?
Honestly, I feel like
maybe.
Again, I'm not speaking of personal experience, but I genuinely think that if you had the balls to show up, and let's say you went to 15 different ones, are you telling me that one wouldn't be like, okay, this guy has potential. He came, showed up, tried, let's give him a shot.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think?
No, I think you're right.
So what's stopping you?
I'm doing this fucking shit podcast.
Okay, but tomorrow?
Tomorrow, yeah, I'm not doing any podcast tomorrow. I'll do it tomorrow.
Yes, you go tomorrow.
I'll do it tomorrow.
I'm actually serious.
No, I know.
For real.
Serious. No, and that probably will work. That's the thing. I've got 3 years now, starting literally last week. So I've got pretty much 3 years where that's my thing I'm going to try and do. I'm going to try and do all these things that I haven't done.
Trying isn't commitment.
Fuck. Nearly had you there. Yeah. I'm going to do all these things.
Nice. But you got to honor your word, because before you were saying you don't keep your words. I want you to be a man of integrity.
Didn't I?
Yeah. Stop creating yourself like that.
Huh?
Don't create yourself.
Create?
Like, don't speak of yourself that way.
Why?
Because then you're creating yourself as somebody who isn't this word.
As in like manifesting it, kind of.
Sure, if you want to see it that way.
Okay.
But yeah, it's like everything in your world is either a choice and it's based on creation.
Okay.
So you can say, like, I can say I'm a terrible cook right now, but if I go in and
you're not.
I'm okay, but I could say I'm a terrible.
Doesn't make sense.
I'm not the best cook.
You're a decent cook. Turkey and rice. Come on.
That's all I often make, the turkey and rice. And you're calling me a good cook. Yeah. But you see, if I tell myself, if I create myself as a bad cook, then for the next, if I go take a cooking class for the next week, I could probably audition for The Bear.
Okay.
And I'd be an incredible cook.
So you could audition as an actor if you were a good cook.
Okay.
I don't get these examples, June. They're not making any sense to me.
Okay. Let me try again.
Do you have any clients like this that are like just insufferable and they're like, I don't get it?
No, I don't.
No? Okay.
So let me try again. So if I were not the best cook right now, meaning I'm not the best yet, but if I were to go and take a whole week of cooking classes, I go every single day for 12 hours a day, you don't think I could audition for MasterChef?
I mean, maybe. This is like so hypothetical. Yeah, maybe. Do you want me to say yes? I have no idea what you want me to say right now. As in, if you were to train 12 hours a day for 3 years, would you become a decent cook?
For 3 years.
3 years?
For 1 week.
For 1 week. No, I think you would still be a bit of a shit cook, but with maybe a bit more knowledge about the cooking.
You're terrible.
That's my honest answer.
Watch me scrap this whole episode.
Because there's nothing you can use.
Nothing.
It's just me being stupid.
Yeah. No, but okay. Back to you. I think you should go and knock on theater production companies' doors.
You're right. I am going to do that. No, I am going to do it. And also, like, that is one thing that I want to do, because I feel like that's where my competitive advantage is. Just like go in there being like, hey, listen, this is me. Let's do something.
Okay, beautiful.
More so than just,
Beautiful.
But yeah, talk to me about you.
But I want to know the movies.
What's your relationship with your father like?
I want to know the movies that you'd be considering. Do you
know what? I will tell you my favorite movie ever. And I think you should watch it. Have you watched Manchester by the Sea?
No.
Okay, I don't like that. Manchester by the Sea. It's
never heard of it.
It's incredible. It might be a bit mainstream, so maybe people are going to vote me for this, but I love it because.
What does it sound made up?
What does it sound made up? Because it's like a cute little town in Massachusetts, I think, where this family tragedy takes place, and actually, I guess it kind of joins the whole Movember thing. I'm very interested in mental health and men's mental health specifically, because I feel like we don't, express our emotions enough. And this movie is literally all about that. It's about this guy who has to cope with trauma, and it just follows his journey through trauma.
Wow.
And him trying to be normal. I think it's a beautiful movie. Manchester by the Sea.
I just who's in it? Sorry.
Who's in it? Casey Affleck.
I don't know why I don't believe it.
Casey Affleck.
But I should believe you. I'm sorry.
Fuck. I forgot the other name of the person. Chelsea. No. Rich. No.
It's okay. Well, We're not here. We're not here to plug the movie anyway.
Yeah, that's right.
So it's not like you were in this one. I want to know you
yeah.
seeing yourself as such an aspiring actor, right? Because you see yourself as becoming that one day. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it.
Yeah. Yeah.
What kind of movie do you see yourself in if you ended up ever doing cinema, hypothetically?
As in a movie that's out now, like what?
Sure. A movie that's out
like
now.
the worst interviewee ever.
I'm not interviewing you.
Any movie with John Cena in it. He's a really good movie star.
You think you'd play John?
No, to be fair, he's actually a really good actor.
He's not bad.
But he's not bad. Yeah.
Which movie have you seen of him? Have you seen Ricky Stenicki?
I've not seen Ricky Stenicki yet.
Have you heard of it?
No.
I've
heard of it. Yeah,
I watched it in Vegas, and Hannah was not happy.
I feel like you'd love it.
Hannah hated it. Yeah, I enjoyed it. It's like but it's one of those movies that I'm sure we all have those movies that are like.
They don't make you think that much, but they're quite fun.
Yeah, they're really not. They're really not that good.
But yeah.
Say that again.
No, you don't leave the cinema a changed person, but you had a good time.
Basically.
No.
I like that. I like the way you put that. You don't leave the cinema a changed person. When have you left the cinema a changed person?
Take that from me.
When have you left the cinema a changed person?
Well, when my mum dragged me out of Kung Fu Panda because she was scared. I was like, my mum's a pussy.
How old were you in that?
I was like 7, and
you clearly remember it well.
I would assume 40, 43.
Damn.
Yeah.
You remember it well?
I do remember it very well.
She dragged you out because she was scared or because you were scared?
Because she was scared.
Because I heard that right.
Yeah.
Damn, what about it?
I don't know. I think the voices were just very loud. And it's like...
Isn't it Jack Black?
It is.
Wow.
I think it is, yeah.
You know what Jack Black reminds me of?
Who?
Of School of Rock. I don't know why.
That is a movie that he was in, so that makes sense that he reminds you of that.
No, but let me finish before you cut me off.
Sorry.
I was going to say of School of Rock because that's one of the first movies I watched at school.
Regular school?
Just at school.
Okay.
Did you ever watch movies at school?
I did. We watched 20 milieux sous les mers by Jules Verne.
You watched only French movies?
Yeah, actually. Oh, no, we watched a documentary about Auschwitz.
Okay, in English?
Maybe. I don't know, actually. It was
today,
horrifying.
Today we randomly ended up at Antoine's high school, his French lycée.
Yeah.
And he, please, you share the story.
Yeah, so I showed Julian. It feels weird not looking at the camera when I'm addressing them and not you. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, please let's look at the camera a little bit more. You're so right. We should look at the camera. That's why we needed your phone for the second camera.
That's right. We could have looked at the phone. Sorry. Yes, I went to school here in London, but in a French school because my mum is French. So today we were walking by the school and I wanted to show Julian around. And I see.
But I really want to specify that we ended up there coincidentally. You didn't purposely. You didn't plan on your day. I want to take Julian to the school.
Yeah, well, we walked through basically all of London and ended up near my school. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring Julian to it. And then
thank you for clarifying.
Yeah, thank you for making me clarify. I really appreciate that, by the way. This is great. We're doing great. Oh, solid handshake. Nice ring, by the way. You should plug it later.
They're not sponsoring anything. Stop. I don't know why you're trying to get everybody to sponsor.
Trying to get you money. Trying to get you paid.
You're so right. This is the way to do free plugs first, and they'll see.
Yeah, no, that actually is the thing though. First you plug it for free. Actually, is that? I think I saw it once. Maybe Cody Cove, but that didn't end well for him.
Okay, back to your school.
Yeah, so we are next to my school, and we see a woman get on a bike, and as she passes in front of us, I say, "Bonjour, madame."
Which translates to?
I think they know. Hello, miss. Hello, miss. Hello, missus. Hello, miss. Hello, missus. And I'd forgotten her last name for a sec. And then so she's like, oh, hello, and then cycles off. And then
I must say, by the way, your facial recognition was very quick.
Me to her?
Yes. I want to specify, she had her helmet on. She was on a bike moving. Like, it's not like she just passed and looked at you. You were like, she passed. I thought you just randomly said hi to someone because you knew she was at the school. You're like, hi.
Right.
That's the way it seemed from my angle.
Really?
Like, I was so far as well from her. I don't know how you.
No, I knew I recognized the bike. Yeah,
like that.
No, and also and this will be told later on, but I also saw her a year ago as she was on her bike, and I knew her face as well.
This woman's gonna think you're stalking her.
Yeah, she might be. Yeah, especially given how I said I saw her on a bike. Anyway, so I said hi. How are you? Well, no, I just said hi, and then she cycled off, and then there was steps, so she had to pick up her bike and walk up the steps. She gets to the top of the steps and then turns around and looks at us, and so we're still walking towards her, and so we walk towards her. And I'm like, oh hi, sorry. For like startling you. My name is Antoine.
Do you think that she was like, because she saw you, she said bonsoir, and then she continued. Do you think that as she got off the bike,
I think those like 5 seconds, she was like, who the fuck is that? Why?
You think she started thinking about it
like this? I don't think she recognized me because even when we got there, she hadn't.
But then why would she stop and turn around?
Because I think I'm like a 23-year-old kid. She probably thinks like, oh, I maybe had this guy in my class a few years ago and he wants to say hi. I think she knew, especially given that it was right next to the school. She must have understood
in the
quickly
context.
that it was
Yeah, okay, that makes sense.
And so I'm like, oh, hello, I'm Antoine. I was in your class 12 years ago. I'm there's no way you remember me, but like, you were my math teacher. So nice to see you. And she says, oh yeah, I do remember you because you were tiny, but you have the same exact face.
You do.
Yeah.
I've seen the pictures all over the house.
Yeah, it's true actually. Yeah, there's so many in this house.
Yeah.
But yeah, and so that was really cool actually. I thought that she recognized me. I think she did. I don't know. I don't think she was lying and being like, oh yeah, I know who you are, and didn't. Anyway, so we talked to her for like 5-10 minutes, and she was very cool. Oh yeah, and at one point I'm like,
where do you live?
Like, yeah, fuck, I did say that. I was like, oh yeah, you live in.
Stop saying her address every time. This is the second time we're gonna have to cut this off from the podcast as well. Why do you keep trying to like promote where she lives?
I'm trying to plug it. It's a nice area. Sorry, I was like, oh, you live in X, and she looks at me and she goes, yeah, I do. And I was like, oh, sorry, that sounds weird. I saw you as I was on a bike ride last year with my dad, and I saw you on your bike, and you were going that way. And she was like, oh, okay. And I think from then on, she was a bit, not colder, but she was just like...
I mean, I was surprised by how long she stayed talking to us. I really thought that she was going to be... I thought it was going to be a high bike kind of situation.
Yeah, me too.
Like, I didn't expect her to stay...
Like 10 minutes, right?
At least.
Maybe 15, yeah. Yeah, that was crazy. But I don't know what we talked about. Just like the lycée and how it's evolved and French people.
I thought it was interesting seeing... I think it's always interesting to see your friends'
teachers?
No. See, you're like... I don't know you from high school.
Yeah.
But I've known you now for like half a decade.
Years. Yeah, that's crazy.
And what I was thinking is how I can only know what I can picture in my head of your school.
Yeah, that's true.
And
that's how I feel about
your past life before meeting me.
Yeah.
That's how you feel about it?
I was gonna say, when you start seeing someone that you haven't known for a long time, like if I were to meet a girl now and start seeing her, you have no idea what kind of person they were
before that.
Because maybe they've changed. Maybe they were like a massive bully, or maybe
that's what I kind of felt like when I met Hannah, because I was like, I don't know anything up to now.
Yeah.
So now I know everything from this onwards. Yeah. So now like having to go back in time and then see her school,
thing, isn't it? Yeah.
Which is cool. Like we have so much time now to go through all that. And I still do, like whenever I go back to her hometown, it's cool to see all those things. Or her with me, or even with really close friends like you. Like you came over
really close.
Yeah, very close. And you came
to super close.
to Spain and you saw my high school.
Sorry.
No.
I did see your high school, yeah.
You did see my high school.
Yeah, beautiful.
And see, now I lost my train of thought.
So close. Such close friends.
Yeah.
Maybe the closest.
No, but I think it's so interesting actually to see all that. And now, because I guess whenever you were telling me stuff or stories about your high school and stuff, I must have pictured stuff in my head that I wonder where like those creations came from. Like,
but there's no way today enlighten you on that, right? As in meeting my teacher, there's no way that made it clearer for you.
No, being able to see your school did.
Oh shit! I thought you were my teacher. That makes much more sense. Yeah, sorry.
I was not even talking about her anymore.
I'm just so hung up on her.
Yeah.
I actually kind of had a crush on her. She was beautiful.
I think it's just your childhood fantasy coming up.
Maybe.
We hope she doesn't watch this.
I hope she does.
Okay.
Hi.
That's a way to let her know. But it was funny. I feel like you learned another lesson today as well in the beauty of surrendering, huh?
I did, and then I taught it to you.
Yeah.
Because you were like, let's go find a restaurant. I was like, no.
There was once. It was good. I like that we kept reminding ourselves.
We keep each other in check.
We keep
and
each other in
each other's
surrenderings. Yeah.
Nice.
No, because like throughout the whole day, I cannot believe how much we walked and from where.
It is crazy.
Like, I was looking at the map earlier.
Yeah.
We really crossed from east to west.
Yeah.
Like, a long.
Yeah, it is crazy. I've actually never walked that much in London in one day.
That's crazy. I love it. I love that. I think that's I was talking with Hannah about that. Like being able. This is the beauty of Europe. Compared again,
walking.
Yes, America has some with New York and stuff,
no,
but
it doesn't.
New York is
Even New York, you probably can't walk. It's massive,
you could still walk. Like if you wanted to, you could walk from one side to the next.
Yeah.
I'm sure many cities in the US you can, but that's the beauty.
Name 4.
Huh?
Name 4.
I'm sure Chicago you could.
Nope.
I'm sure Boston you could.
Nope. Way too big.
Yeah, I've already named 3.
Yeah, okay.
And then one more. You could in Vegas in this
Arkansas.
trip, but
what? Is that state? That's the state, isn't it?
Yes, yeah, I think so.
I love America.
How good is your US geography?
Incredible.
You were just there. Tell the people what you did in Vegas this past summer.
My dad
with these pants.
Was I wearing these? No, I wasn't. Was I?
I feel like that's the vibe of the concert.
Oh, probably. Yeah, you're right. We saw. So there's a band called, well, now they're called Dead and Company, but they used to be called the Grateful Dead. And some people know them, some people don't. but they are a rock, folk, indie music band, something like that.
That John Mayer just joined as well, right?
John Mayer is now the front man of. And so now they're called Dead and Company because some of them are dead. And so they need kind of younger people to join them. And it's honestly the most kind of not life-changing. I don't want to be that guy who's like, oh, it was life-changing. But like, it was genuine.
You just said how you leave cinemas and it's like
you leave a changed man. I went to those concerts and left a changed man. It was crazy. It was incredible. And so my dad used to be a deadhead, which is people who follow them around on their tour. So they literally follow them by car and go to every single one of their tour dates. And so my dad went across the US as he was studying there.
That's wild.
And now
your dad was studying on the West Coast, right?
On the West Coast, yeah. And he's been talking about doing this for years.
And what prompted it for this year specifically?
Well, they're getting older. Well, the ones who are left are getting older because some of them are dead. And the ones that are not dead yet are getting older. And so, it's a limited chance.
And it was a cool. So you did like back-to-back concerts, like three
nights in a row.
And you told me it's like not the same show.
No,
it's like
that's the whole
same.
Yeah.
How cool is that?
It's so cool. So
they have that much music that they can do 3 different shows of how long each show.
Every show is like 3 hours, maybe 2.5, and they have.
That's a 9 hour. That's a 9 hour concert.
Yeah, I mean we were there literally just for that, so it was fine. But they have this whole thing where like they've amassed this following of I guess it's kind of hippies, but now it's probably more mainstream than it was at the time.
You met other dads, right? You were telling me.
I met the dads, yeah. It was quite cool because it was a bunch of older people because obviously they're a band from like maybe the 60s or the 70s, something like that. So people who like them are often older generation. So it was really cool to see all these like 60, 70-year-olds just absolutely letting go.
I love that.
Yeah, letting loose.
And was it a cool experience? Was it your first concert with your dad?
No, I'd seen Roger Waters, I think, or is it Robert Waters? Roger Waters, who was part of Pink Floyd. I think he was the lead or one of the guitarists. I'm so
and how was that?
Music knowledge, but yeah, and that was incredible as well. That was in Hyde Park in London. But I think these concerts were more incredible because it was in the Sphere in Las Vegas, which is this massive.
Dude, I know.
Round.
It looks incredible.
Structure.
We passed through it all the time.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Never been inside that.
I'm so grateful. It was maybe the best experience of my life.
I really like that, and I love that it was in Vegas out of all places.
Yeah. And I saw Hannah,
I know,
girlfriend. For those who don't know, Julian has a girlfriend who's called Hannah.
Yeah.
Who lives in Vegas.
Who used to, yeah.
Who used to. Oh shit.
And it's cool that you were able to be, but she was about to go join you at the concert as well.
Yeah, but then pulled out.
Man.
Couldn't do it.
Yeah, because I think she said that she would have gone to one of the days if she knew you were going all three.
Oh yeah, I did kind of fuck up on that. I wasn't very clear.
But it's fine, you were there, father, brother, sister, time, father, son, daughter.
Father's
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah, it was you three.
It was us three, yeah, it was just us three.
I really like that idea though of going to a concert with your father and getting smashed. And just enjoying it.
Cool. Yeah.
Man. What's one concert you'd love to see or an artist you'd love to see in concert that you
Jamie Saad.
Nice one.
Yeah.
And Shauna?
And Shauna as well, yeah.
She's performing.
If she ever follows me back on Instagram. I'm still salty.
I'll make sure to let her know.
Yeah, my ratio is not linked.
We'll send her the specific part only. Wait, but we'll get now an artist that other people would know as well.
An artist I like. Actually, I know
that you haven't seen yet.
Yeah, I was gonna say John Mayer. Oh,
I guess you'd say John Mayer's new shit or solo shit.
But I've seen him as well. You know, Para for Cuba.
Yeah, you've seen Para for Cuba.
Yeah, I know. That's why I just said sorry. I'm not great at this. It's my first time.
Okay, we forgive you. We forgive you.
Hold on.
You know, I almost saw Para for Cuba, but I ended up not being able to because we had to leave because the whole family wanted to see Dua Lipa instead. I was going to go to Para for Cuba by myself.
Quite literally. Yeah, you should have. Rather than Para for
I could, but like, yes, you're right. I'm a big. It was actually pretty good.
Actually, she's pretty good.
Dua Lipa was really. I feel like you like Dua
Lipa. I'm a fan, actually. I'd love what she does.
No, but it was like more of like, do I want to go alone, which I could do and have fun, or do I want to go have fun with my family?
Ooh,
it's a tough one.
Wow. Yeah, that's tough.
But you know what's the worst fear you can have?
What?
The worst fear you can have is the fear of being
missing
alone.
Out? Oh, yeah, that one. What is it? Being alone.
Being alone with yourself.
The fear of being alone with yourself, yeah. Do you have that fear?
Genuinely? No, I don't. I love being alone.
Really?
I love traveling. Like today I did a whole travel by myself. I mean, not that it's anything crazy, but I love it.
Yeah, no, that's fair. If you had one day, that's so shit. I hate that I just was going to start that. If you were going to spend 5 hours alone right now, the next 5 hours are alone, but not now, it's like 10 a.m. It's going to be till 3 p.m.
I'm glad you clarified that. Okay.
Because right now you just be like, I'm going to sleep.
Yeah, I know. I was thinking about that. Okay.
No, if you were to spend the next 5 hours alone, what would you do?
In London specifically?
I don't know. I know this is more about yourself than like London. Because no, you're just gonna say you would walk around.
I would walk for sure. I would work out. I would
work out.
Write. I would.
Why would you
do
work out?
I
Okay,
would,
wait. You're gonna die after these 5 hours, by the way.
Oh,
I forgot to specify.
okay,
Someone's gonna
okay.
kill you.
Ooh, okay, but that okay. Now this
That is
changes.
different.
That
But
changes the whole question.
You can't spend any time with someone. It's not like who would you spend time with. It's like
What would you do alone?
You're alone.
I definitely go spend time in nature.
Okay.
I'd walk a lot.
Okay.
I would like spend the whole time outside.
I've got an idea for you. You can walk in nature. Bang. 1 and 2.
Boom, 2 together.
You're welcome to.
I'd love I'd love to read.
To breed.
To read. To read and write.
You can't breed if you're on your own.
I can't.
Breed like breeding.
No.
You can't breed. Can't
I'd
do
love
that.
to read.
Read. Yeah, that's good.
And I'd love to write. Like
What,
in my
to
journal.
be fair though, what's the point of reading if you know you're gonna die? Like reading is a massive knowledge.
Okay, but just to entertain myself in the moment. Like
entertain yourself. You're 5 hours. Surely you'd have other stuff.
You're
to
right,
do.
but I'm saying I read also not just to acquire knowledge, but because I actually do enjoy the idea. I do enjoy reading.
Okay.
Not the idea of reading. I enjoy
Okay.
reading. I just enjoy it.
I love that you're saying that, but I feel like if you have 5 hours left,
Maybe you're right. I wouldn't read. You're right. I'm thinking about what
I don't have
what
a
I
better
would.
answer
I
to
just think
the
I
same.
would. It's what I'm doing right now, so it's really tough to answer the question
so
because I'm
fair.
basing on things I do right now. Right
Yeah,
now,
like your
I
routine.
start my morning. I do
Yeah,
read.
yeah.
I do journal. I do write. So-
Talk to me about your routine. 5 a.m. wake up, cold shower,
No.
cold plunge. What's next?
the
7
online, the
marathons in a
online.
row. Yeah, online gurus.
I go and I have three
I wake up
protein
at 5 a.m.
shakes.
every day. I kiss my wife. I tell her I love her. I kiss my other wife.
You can't win unless you take a cold shower every morning.
Yeah,
Antoine.
it has to be cold
You
shower.
won't become successful as an actor.
I'm gonna take cold showers from now on.
No, so we know your game plan from now on. It's cold showers,
Yeah.
go to theater companies every morning,
Yeah.
cold show up, tell them you're the best actor that they need to hire.
Walking, reading,
Walking, reading,
manifesting shit.
manifesting, and not creating yourself as something you don't want to be.
Yeah.
Boom. No, I'll tell you my actual routine is, and I appreciate you asking, sir.
Yeah.
I wake up
Mhm.
usually
What time?
in 8:30,
Okay.
sometimes earlier.
Achievable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then I will write and I will journal. I will read for like a whole hour.
Uh-huh.
And then I'll start my work at around 10.
Okay.
Then 10 to 2 p.m. I work.
Uh-huh.
2 I have lunch.
Uh-huh.
And then in the afternoon I could probably do a meeting or two.
Uh-huh.
And then spend the afternoon with Hannah.
Finish at what, like 3,
I would
4,
work
5?
out. And,
Work out, gotta get the work
but
out.
I'll tell you now my ideal one
Yeah.
that I'm going to work towards.
Oh, is that not what you've got so far?
No, because right
I
now
feel like that's pretty ideal.
but right now it's been different because of my back and I'm able to work out as much and
How did you hurt your back?
at the gym actually.
Really?
True story.
Okay, how did you hurt your back for the second time?
At the gym as well.
Really? Twice in a row? That's so unfortunate.
running was fucked me up.
Running was it? Running
But
into someone's orifice?
let me tell you. Let me tell you my ideal one, okay?
Yeah.
My ideal Let me tell you my ideal one.
Running out of personal space?
Let me tell you my ideal one.
Mm-hmm.
My ideal one would be to wake up a little early, like at 7.
Mm.
First thing to do is
Why?
actually I missed a key element. The first thing I do is I don't journal or read.
You don't or you do?
I don't. I walk with Molly. No, I walk.
Really?
Yeah.
Big walking guy, huh?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
okay.
actually not a joke.
No, I believe you. Yeah.
I can show you my fitness app.
Again, I believe you, but
I can show them my fitness app.
nope, I think they're fine.
They believe it too.
Yeah, they believe you.
I can put it on the screen for them. If they want.
No, still no need. Actually, do it. Yeah, do it.
Why
After
not?
this.
Let me flex.
Yeah, do it.
But no, so I think my ideal would be to wake up at 7, walk Molly, bring her back,
Mhm.
go on a run,
Mhm.
come back,
Mhm.
shower,
Mm.
read, journal,
Mm.
start work, lunch. But anyway, you know what I've learned as well?
What?
That routines are good to have, but you can also be, look, now, like I'm traveling, I have different routines. I still was able to manage to do some
Yeah.
work.
Are you kind of in trouble for work? As in, have you worked less than you would have wanted to?
Today?
Here, yeah, today.
Honestly, I did much more than I thought I would. So,
Oh, really?
yeah.
Okay, so
You know, it's all about expectations. Truly. It is. You know, I'm going to read you. Can I read you?
I would love a 17-minute long passage of your book right now.
No, it's not here. So you're lucky. I
What?
thought it was here on the bed.
Oh no.
But I was
Where
going to
is
say
it?
there's a section of the book that talks about happiness and how
It
it's
is here. I saw
actually
it
a
a
great.
second ago.
Yeah, but I think it's in my bag now.
I'll go get it. Do you want me to get it?
No, it's
I'm
okay.
quite
But
curious.
there's a great section about happiness that talk about
does it
expectations.
say?
Yeah, you want me to get it?
I would like to. Do you have a way of like cutting, as in like, because the time you go get it, maybe they're
Yeah,
gonna. be like,
it's fine. I'll tell the editor to cut it. It's okay. It is proposed that happiness
Uh-huh.
be classified as a psychiatric disorder and be included in future editions of the major diagnostic manuals under a new name, Major Affective Disorder, Pleasant Type. In a review of the relevant literature, it is shown that happiness is statistically abnormal, consists of a discrete cluster of symptoms, is associated with a range of cognitive abnormalities and probably reflects the abnormal functioning of the central nervous system. One possible objection to this proposal remains that happiness is not negatively valued. However, this objection is dismissed as scientifically irrelevant. Richard Bendel. Did you understand anything?
I did, yeah. I don't know why you read it like that towards the end, but
What are your
that
thoughts
is
on
crazy. So happiness is considered to be something abnormal.
That's what they're saying. But there was actually, I don't know the part where it talks about expectations. It wasn't there.
I feel like I'd need to
But
read that to...
You should. People will do anything, no matter how absurd,
Absurd?
thank you, to avoid facing their own souls.
Ooh.
But who looks inside?
Do you know who's the first one to say that, by the way?
Who?
Chris Evans, movie star. Massive philosopher.
Like him? Do you want to read this book after I'm done with it?
Philosopher, fuck. Huh?
How many books have you read this year?
I've actually read a surprising amount. I read 3.
It's pretty good compared to last year.
Right? Yeah, compared to last year of 0.
I mean, you told me, it's this whole, do you know that your biggest enemy in life is your past self?
Your past self or yourself? I read yourself. Isn't it just yourself? Like your constant
it's you.
self?
It's you.
Yeah.
Always.
It's not past you. It's regular you, right?
Yeah, good point. But I guess past you will do shit that will then inform future you so that you can work in
So
tandem
if anything,
with each other.
past you is your biggest ally because he informs you on what you should do.
Nice.
Yeah?
It's a great one.
You like this shit?
Maybe-
Because
Maybe we should tweet that.
Maybe we should...
No, we should. What?
Oh, tweet that.
Yeah.
I meant like I'm the life coach now, but...
Also, yeah.
No, I read 3 books this year. I read one...
You know you're qualified to be. You know that you're qualified to help the person that you used to be. Did you know that?
What do you mean?
Like you're qualified to help the people or the type of person that you used to be. So if you, for example,
Oh, right.
like if let's say you're an alcoholic.
Yeah, but
at
who determines that they are the way I used to be?
Okay,
I'm
let
only
me
just
give
gonna
you the
go up to
example.
them. Okay,
Like if
sorry.
you, let's say you're 24 and you're an alcoholic. Okay, don't correct me. You're an alcoholic. You're gonna correct me on your age. Okay, technicalities.
I'm also not an alcoholic.
I
But whatever.
that's it.
Carry on.
Thank you. I do want to specify Antoine is not an alcoholic.
Yeah.
And he's not 24 either. But anyway, so let's say you're 24 and you're an alcoholic and you help, and let's say there's somebody who's 56 and he's an alcoholic. You've been an alcoholic for 6 years. He's been an alcoholic now for 7 and counting. Okay.
Okay.
The fact that you have been an alcoholic for 6+ years and you're sober now, you've been able to deal with, you've been fully sober for a year,
Mm-hmm.
everything's okay. You're now qualified, no matter your age, to help a person like somebody else who's still a raging alcoholic who needs help towards sobriety.
But I feel like...
He's the person you used to be.
Well, not necessarily, because maybe he...
Yeah, he's doing other types of drugs, but I'm saying alcoholic. Like,
Oh, what? I was going to say that. No, I just mean like...
I'm trying to handle all your objections.
yeah, you just see me go. No, I just mean like he probably has issues that maybe I don't have, and I was able to overcome.
Fair,
alcoholism.
okay. Now we're talking about like all the little nuances and things about
Those are
it.
pretty big.
Very
differences.
important.
There's a pretty
But-
significant.
But what I'm trying to say
variables.
is you can still work with him through it because you understand the major disease.
I guess, yeah.
And the
Okay,
major.
that makes sense. Yeah.
Does that make sense?
But the thing is, and I see where you're coming with this. I feel like the fact that I am younger than that person doesn't mean I'm not qualified. It just means that there are things that I probably don't understand that that person understands because they've just been around for longer.
Fair. They've seen shit that you haven't.
Yeah.
I fully agree on that. But what I'm trying to say is sometimes it's not fully about the age, but it's what you do
Your
with that time.
experience,
Yeah, like what if
yeah.
that guy who's double your age just hasn't done shit his whole life? He's just stayed home the whole time. Well, he's not seen half the things you've seen in the 10 years. What if he hasn't been to Colombia? You've been.
Colombia.
Exactly.
Mm.
You've been to Colombia.
Sí, papi.
Exactly.
Fui a Colombia.
And
Yeah, that makes sense.
maybe you got experience.
I would, I guess, be more qualified than someone who hasn't been to Colombia to talk about Colombia, but like not to cure his
Yeah,
alcoholism.
but what? Cause now you know what I'm trying to say.
I know what you're trying to say.
It's
yeah.
like you're just playing devil's advocate here.
I am. I enjoy doing that.
Yeah, you do, huh?
I do.
I didn't think that would happen when I got you on here as a guest.
I did not understand what you just said. Say
I
that again?
didn't think that would happen. You know, sometimes it happens that I have to speak. I need to remind myself
Really?
to speak a little
I've
bit.
been told that I don't articulate as well.
You articulate pretty well, I find. But it's because I know you, so I'm not
Yeah,
the
I
person
think
to say
that's
that,
right,
to be honest with you.
What if like this whole episode is just unintelligible? Like no one has any idea of what we're saying, and it feels normal for us because we've been.
We just talk all the time.
Yeah.
So they think.
I feel like actually in that case it would be good to have someone on the podcast that you don't know that well, because all of these like inside things that we're talking about, you don't correct me on, and you don't. As in, we try to give context as much as we can, but if you have someone who you don't know at all, you know as much about them as they do, right?
Exactly. Yeah.
Is it easier for you to have someone on the podcast that you don't know that well?
That's a great question. Honestly, I'd say most of the people I've had have been people that I've known pretty well. Actually, no, that's not true.
The videographer
Sorry.
guy, the one who did the Ralph Lauren
Daiki,
thing with.
yeah, I do. I back in the day I didn't know him as well as I do now. You're right.
Yeah.
But actually, I got a bunch of people who didn't. I got a guy called Johnny who I didn't know too well.
Shout out Johnny.
Shout out Johnny. I got Pat. Pat was cool.
Not shout out Pat.
But I've known Pat for a while.
Oh, shut up. Pat.
But I've not known him that way. So you're right. I've gotten a lot of people who I didn't know for a while.
Yeah.
This season, I want to get a bunch of people who I barely know. Like, for example, whenever I'm traveling the next couple months, I want to meet people that I've met on Twitter, for example, that I've never met before. We're not disclosing the locations just yet.
Okay.
We have to keep
Film?
keep
You
people.
gonna film?
Yeah,
You see
exactly. How did you see it? How did you know?
Fuck, dropped the name now.
But I want those people, for example, people I know from Twitter, and I've never met in person. So that will be interesting.
That is crazy. And you're in contact with them, like, not daily, but like
we've done a few calls. No, not weekly either.
Wow.
A few calls every so often.
What are they, clients or just people you?
No, just other people who have their own businesses and done their own stuff on Twitter.
Fellow entrepreneurs.
Exactly. Thank you for qualifying.
Like-minded individuals.
Like-minded individuals, and we'll be talking about some business stuff probably. Talking about personal branding.
What's a podcast episode that you haven't done yet that you really want to do? Is there an idea that's
the
looming?
one in the dodgy attic in London. that one was top of my list.
You're welcome, bro. With a romantically scented candle, by any chance?
There was nice little tutus as well.
Yeah. Hippolyte?
Is that what you call them?
Tutus?
That's in French, right?
Doudou.
Tutu.
Doudous.
And in English?
D-O-U.
What do you call these in English? Stuffed animals.
Stuffed animals,
Fluffy animals.
Fluffy animals. I have no idea, actually. Yeah, I think stuffed animals. You're right.
And so I want to ask a little bit about your. I think it's time to address this.
If this is about the rumors, I have no knowledge of. Is that what this is?
It's about the fear of you doing stand up. I want to understand why. What is this fear, Antoine? Because Antoine is as we've clearly seen here for the past 58 minutes. Whoa, already.
Wow. Actually, time does fly.
For the past 58 minutes, you've shown how funny, witty, smart, and on the fly that you are. Okay? And you're able to do all these things. You even said yourself deprecating. You talked about your ability to be this kind of person who is known to combine humor with mental health.
Okay.
And that's not easy to do. We all know that. And yet, you have irrational fear. I want to say it's irrational, but that's mean of me to say because everybody, if you have a fear, you have a fear. It's okay. It's not irrational, so I take that back. Please accept my taking back.
I fully accept it.
Thank you.
The way I feel like such a dick right now, just because like I'm trying to be funny, but I don't know how it comes across, and so that's another thing that I'm scared of. It's just like humor is so subjective that maybe some people find it funny, some people.
But it doesn't matter as long as it's funny to you.
Yeah.
Like
no,
you
true.
Want your audience and your community to be people who are like-minded, literally.
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Not necessarily like-minded to the everything, but if they don't vibe with it, then that's fine.
They'll click onto the next one.
You control that?
No, but you can. No, you're right. Actually, you can't control that.
So why are you putting all your energy and focus into that?
My biggest fear is rejection, and so what? It's true.
Is it?
Yeah, I'm terrified of it, and so it just means that.
Sorry for laughing.
Yeah, that's fucked up. Is that what you do with your guests? Just
no, you're right.
Belittle them on your podcast.
You're right. I just thought that you were just. See, I didn't know if you were kidding or not.
Sorry, yeah, that's kind of my fault. I've set up a bad precedent for that. No, I was being serious. But I've tried stand up before. I tried it once, and it didn't go badly, but it also didn't go great. And I was just I don't know. I think I was.
Do you think Steph Curry was an incredible basketball player in his first game?
I think he was quite good, yeah. But that's.
Do you think he was as good as he is now?
Oh fuck! I genuinely thought you were saying that as in like you were just trying to throw me off. But sorry,
no.
There is a point to this.
Yeah,
sorry,
a big point to this. You're saying
so
in your first stand,
yeah, he probably was. He was probably good.
But he probably wasn't as good as he is now.
But also, he was like 6. I'm not 6. He's
doesn't matter.
Like
Again, it's what you do with the time and your experience on Earth, not the age.
The alcoholic who's 56. I forgot.
I'm serious.
No, you're right. No, you're right. And I am. That's another thing that I want to try for the 3 years. So I'm going to knock on doors of theater.
Trying isn't commitment.
Fuck. I keep saying bad words. I'm sorry.
Stop saying try.
Oh, okay. I'm going to do stand up. That's my affirmation. And I'm going to knock on theater makers' doors and theater clubs. What did you say? What was your word?
Theater production companies.
Theater production companies. Yeah, that's even way better. I'm going to do those two things and drama school. Those are my objectives for the next 3 years. Do stand up, do drama school, and try and get more involved.
What are the chances tomorrow when we go to see the stand-up comedy show
that I hop on?
that you hop on?
No.
Come on, it'll be great for the vlog.
No, for the vlog.
Come on,
do it for the vlog. No, because I have the material that I have is actually really bad. No, another thing
Do
that
you
I
actually
noticed
plan
actually.
it?
Huh?
I think you shouldn't plan it.
You mental. Are you quite all right in your head?
I feel like I wouldn't plan it if I went up there.
Yeah, that's why it would go awfully.
How do you know?
No, I'm joking. No, you would probably smash it without a plan, but I need a plan. I can't not plan it. But actually, one thing that I've noticed is that I've been told by my friends before that I'm funny, and that's because it's not like prepared jokes, but when I try writing stuff down, it's so unbelievably unfunny. Because I think I have this thing where I'm like, okay, I need to be really funny, and so I write jokes that are like shocking. And so it's all about sexual stuff that I do with my family and stuff like that because I want to shock the audience. And it just ends up being kind of crass and not...
Maybe you should use that as the hook. Like, reel them in with that and then just like, it's not really that. You know what I'm trying to say? Like, reel them in with that, like...
With the fact that I'm making disgusting jokes.
Yeah, as in like make a joke that you would do that's, like you said, shocking.
Oh, yeah?
But then like the story ends up being... Like, it's like, I read this thing, there's so many posts and people who on this old social media videos, how they hook you. Because they say something that like is completely out of context.
Yeah.
And then when you actually hear all of it, you're like, oh, it makes sense. Could you not do something like that?
I could do something like that, you're right, yeah. I need to think about it. I definitely won't go on tomorrow, but I do want to try it out, you're right.
So you won't go on tomorrow?
I will not go on tomorrow. No, unless they're like, does someone want to humiliate themselves right now for the vlog?
Bro, my other buddy he said that he was...
Yeah, but he's probably going to kill it. He's probably preparing, You
think he's preparing?
Yeah, I think so.
I think he decided like this morning that he wants to do it.
That's really ballsy. I assume... I don't know, actually. I'm not going to see
Let's find out tomorrow.
Yeah, I guess we'll find out tomorrow. But that is really impressive if he just goes on without really preparing.
I wonder what I would talk about.
What you would talk about?
If I went to stand up.
I mean, what's funniest is almost always what's true, right? So you talk about things that are true for yourself, your experiences and stuff, because that's what...
You have so many funny stories. Like, I don't know why you wouldn't share those.
I don't...
Like you could share, for example, the one with your teacher, and then you can make it funny or exaggerate it, hyperbolize it.
Maybe. I am going to try.
Just talk about your life.
Yeah, you're right. I need to do that.
You have so many stories. If you want later after this, you and I can go and do a little brainstorming sesh, and I tell you all these little points you should talk about in your life.
Yeah.
You could talk about Movember. You can talk about so many things.
You can't joke about mental health.
No, I'm not joking about it. But you can talk about your ability to raise money and connect humor and everything you just shared here.
Maybe.
Think about it.
Maybe. I hate talking about humor because it makes me feel... As in, I don't hate it. Obviously, I'm enjoying this talk. But I mean, like...
Yeah, I was going to say, be intentional with your language.
Sorry.
You can just throw around that word like that.
I feel uncomfortable talking about humor just because since it's historically what has worked out for me, putting my finger on it and saying and talking about it kind of demystifies it, if that makes sense.
But again, because of how it's going to be perceived by others, stop thinking of others.
But who's this podcast for?
For others. But like, and for I take that back.
Is it for yourself?
Yeah, actually, I feel like all jokes aside, all the content, newsletters, podcast, I'd say with certainty, like 90% of the shit I put out, I will almost never think of other people. I promise you. I say that with certainty.
Okay.
I will think like I'm writing this for me. Like you can ask. Hannah's my biggest advocate, and she will say like, there's times that Dad will come to me. He's like, "Why the fuck did you make the newsletter 7 minutes? No one's gonna read that." I said, "I read it." Literally, will I answer him.
Really?
I read it.
Yeah, that's fair enough, actually.
And I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And if one other person seems to enjoy it too, great. If
I wish I had more of your mentality in that way. I think that's such a power you have. No, I'm working on it and I will. But
man, I'll tell you one thing. Like for the workshop that I'm doing, which by the way is taking place on September 26th.
September 26th, yeah.
But we'll see. Maybe this podcast will be released after that. So we'll
really?
See. Yeah, we have a couple on the backlog.
Right. What day is it today? September 17th, 18th,
16th.
Oh, 16th.
So we're 10 days away.
10 days. Okay, 10 days.
So, for the podcast or for the workshop, like I remember telling Hannah and Jamie when they were together
with Julian Saad,
the power of hunger.
The power of hunger.
I remember telling Jamie and Hannah, I was like, what if nobody shows up? And then they both looked at me like, Julian.
I read that news. I read it. You said that in your
I think I did.
Today. I just read it earlier when you were in the shower.
Thank you for reading.
Yeah.
And I thought, you know what they both said? Yeah. What did you think?
No, I just thought. Sorry, no. You finished.
No, please go ahead.
No, please you go ahead. No, please go ahead.
They both were like, Julian, you're the first one to say it and never think of those things. Like,
That's true.
And you know, they both told me, like, can you control that? I was like, what do you mean? It's like, can you control if people don't show up? I was like, to an extent I can like try to promote it and get people and stuff. But he's like, ultimately, what can you control? I can control that even if just Antoine just shows up, if just one person shows up,
do the session.
I can do an incredible webinar that person leaves feeling incredible. And I was like, what can I do for me to know it so fucking well and do incredibly the content so well?
Say fuck, but yeah.
Excuse me.
That's genuinely spot on. Well. That is brilliant. I fully agree. I completely back that. And also, as I was reading it earlier, because you said something similar to that. It was like, I can't control who comes on, and you were having doubts. I think literally what you just said to me, you said in your newsletter, right?
Okay. Yeah, probably.
And I was just thinking, like, man, he's so right, because no one is going to do their first what is it called? Webinar. No. Workshop. No one is going to do their first workshop with like 200 people. Obviously, the people that you see now that are leading workshops with 300 people attending are people who've been doing this for years. And I'm because I struggle to not see it as black and white, as like people who are successful and people who are not. I struggle to see the work that goes on between the two.
Yeah.
And I think it's great that you.
So they always say overnight, but it's not.
I know.
But also, not that, like, I don't know, like, we don't have to correlate 200 people with successful. Like, it doesn't mean just because it's 200 people.
I was just saying that. I was just saying.
I understand. I think, like, some people could be like 50, and like, I wanted to have 50 because I want 50 that are people that are engaged, active. Like, I would prioritize. I tell my dad I would prioritize 20 engaged, active, interested people than by 500.
No, that makes sense. Yeah, I know.
No, you wouldn't. Like, for your comedy show, would you rather have 20
numbers, baby? Whoever's paying the fee.
You care about it. Yeah, Antoine loves, like, the
I would like 600.
I had 500 people show up to my stand-up comedy.
Yeah, none of them were interested or laughed once, but they were there.
When they were there.
Big win.
No, but you wouldn't even say that. This is 500 people.
It's like my Instagram. I have so many followers. It's crazy.
Yeah, it's
and my follower ratio is incredible.
Yeah.
I'm following like 2,000. I've got 1,500 followers.
How did you know?
I'm almost breaking even.
I can't tell if you're kidding.
I'm fucking with you.
I think you should become a growth hacker.
Growth hacker?
Yeah.
What do you think I'm doing now? Look at my hair. 3 months? I was bald. Look at it now.
Oh, is that what you're trying to do? So you're trying to show people that you can, like, clickbait them with.
Yeah.
With their, what? Are you trying to show everybody your eczema?
I am actually. I've got bad eczema. No, it hurts my hands holding the mic for too long.
Yeah. Is this your cue to tell me, like?
No. I'm having a great time. I just mean it hurts after a while.
Yeah. What's your favorite podcast out there?
Ooh, I used to listen to Tiny Meat Gang a lot, actually, because I thought they were really funny.
The TMG.
Before I was going to shut them out, but I don't know if I can do that now.
And it's like, is it still going? I think it stopped, right?
I think it stopped, yeah. Damn. Because of the allegations. But a really cool podcast that I listen to is Le Monde.
In French?
In French. It's so Le Monde is a newspaper. Huh?
Sorry. Le Monde is a newspaper.
Le Monde is that a way to say it? It's a newspaper. Yeah, like the Sunday Times. Yeah. Le Monde is a French newspaper, and they now also do podcasts and stuff like that. And so it's cool because they put a lot of effort into it. And so it's 20-minute episodes of different topics every time. So it can be about French politics or, revolts that are going on in Senegal with elections and stuff like that, or about like climate change and stuff. It's really, really cool. Wow. Genuinely. Yeah, it's cool.
Why don't we do one like that?
Oh, why don't we do one about climate change? Well, our knowledge is not the issue because that is abundant. So I don't know why we don't do it. Maybe time?
Yeah, we need to do more.
What do you think about climate change? What's your opinion?
I think that...
Is it real? Is it cyclical?
Yeah, I believe in it.
Yeah, me too. Done.
That's our... Thank you for tuning
10,000 views. Thanks, guys.
I feel like there's but I see Hannah listening to so many podcasts all the times of people like just like this who just talk,
like just waffling.
Yeah, that's it.
I feel like
it's because they have an image and they're on social media a lot. There you go. So
I feel like there's so much out there though. Do you know what I mean? And some of it sometimes feels a bit trivial and like a waste of time.
But it's just not for you.
I don't mean it.
You think they care? You think they care about? Do you think they care about what you think? Yeah. They don't have time to think about the audience. That's another thing, by the way.
What?
Because when you're fucking hungry for success,
Hunger with Julian Saad, 26th
September 26th. When you're hungry for success, you don't have time to think about the fucking audience and what they're gonna think. If you have time to think about what others are gonna think, no, but I'm serious. If you have time to think about what others are gonna think, It just means you're not hungry enough. It's as simple as that.
That's true. That's true. No, and I do think that hunger is something that I'm lacking. But
I think you should read the book.
The hunger book.
So that's what I was saying before.
But the one that you
before
wrote.
you cut me off, I was saying that.
Okay.
Sorry, we've been cutting each other off the whole episode. But I was saying that what's one way I can guarantee I know the content so fucking well. That's something I can control, right? Mm-hmm. How can I guarantee that? By writing a whole ebook about it.
Content, the webinar content.
Yeah, the workshop.
Have you had to like learn it by heart and stuff?
No, I just wrote an ebook about it, and now I know it really well.
Oh, so everything that you're gonna talk about is in the book.
Yeah, but in the webinar it'll be way more succinct and concise.
And also live, yeah. And live, as in.
And live, yeah, and concise.
How long's it gonna be?
An hour to an hour and a half. I don't know, around an hour and a half max. I won't pass out.
Okay, and is it gonna be like question and answer type thing, or?
No, I think I do want to make it interactive though.
How are you gonna do that? Have you thought about that?
People are gonna come, or I've thought of it. I'm also I don't plan I'll plan, but I won't plan too much.
Okay.
I feel like it'll be best when it's natural. It'll be on Google Meet. Yeah.
Google Meet, open to everyone.
Yeah.
Are you gonna like put the link on your Instagram? What are you gonna do?
No, I've been on Twitter and stuff. There's limited spots.
Have people reserved already?
Yeah, there's been already. We have our 10 first spots have been secured.
No way.
Yeah.
Oh wow.
And we published it yesterday. It's pretty good. Yeah.
That's cool. I thought.
Most of them are my clients that I already work with. They were quick.
Yeah.
And I did also send them the first picks.
The first one.
To secure their spots first.
Oh, you send them first. Yeah. Okay.
And then I'm making my rounds.
That's really impressive. I genuinely am very impressed.
Thank you.
Because 10 people committing to coming is a lot.
Well, we'll see. Let's see if they honor the word.
Yeah.
Saying one thing and doing it is a whole.
No, I know,
thing.
but if you register for one of those things, I assume that means you're probably going to go.
Let's see.
Right?
Let's hope so.
I think. I don't know.
Let's hope so.
That's crazy though. Okay.
I hope you'll make it. I know you'll be.
What would be a number? I know you don't care about numbers and stuff. Like, what would you be happy with yourself about? What would you be happy with yourself with?
It's a good. I don't know. I haven't thought of it. I really haven't thought of it.
So it's not numbers, that's for sure, because you just want it to.
I'll be just happy with people leaving feeling like really learning and feeling valuable and feeling like fuck yeah, I want to find my hunger and I know how to find it now. And I know how to leverage it.
What would be one tip you would give? Not like one size fits all, but one piece of advice that pops to mind about hunger. How? Because if people,
I know,
maybe like myself who feel like they don't have enough hunger in them, what would you say to them?
I'd say light a fire under your ass. Sorry. Light a fire under your ass.
What next?
You know why?
Why?
Because if you have a crash pad to fall on, or if you have a safety net to fall back on, then you'll just never be hungry. Like that's one thing I think from our we've had parents who've spoiled us, we've been very lucky, very blessed.
Very fortunate.
And it's hard to not be comfortable.
I was gonna say you've got a safety net.
That's what I'm saying. But
so
I was able to kind of convince myself, and I gave myself a deadline. That was like, if in this one, I gave myself a period of like, if in this X amount of time I do not figure it out and make my own money by X amount of time, then I'm gonna have to go back and do like whatever the rest of society is doing, which is going into the banking route, the corporate route that I just don't want to do. So I kind of gave myself an ultimatum and convinced myself that that's what's going to happen.
Okay.
So in a way, I kind of, that's what I meant by lighting a fire under your ass.
Got it.
It's like I gave myself no more. I had so much room before, and I shortened the room. So my back had my back was against the wall, and I kind of also pictured what would happen if I didn't do something. So picturing your anti-vision really, really helps.
Wow, I've never actually. It sounds like I'm taking the piss, but I'm serious. I've never heard.
Think about it, like
if picturing your anti-vision, that's quite cool.
Like for people, they can paint a very clear picture. If I ask you right now, tell me all the things you wouldn't want to look like. Go ahead. So tell me, what would you not want to look like? Just be honest.
Just like someone who hasn't kind of fully committed to what he wanted to do.
Well, physically, how would you not want to look like?
Lebanese looking, brown hair, brown eyes.
Be honest.
What do you mean physically? I don't know.
Do you want to look fat?
How fat?
Would you want to look obese?
I would not like to look obese.
Okay, so tell me
that would be a health reason because all bodies are perfect.
You're
right.
I'm sorry.
I would not like to be obese. Bit shallow, Julian.
How can you take a topic? We're finally talking about something serious, and you have to take it like that.
No,
how would you not
like
to look like?
Serious conversation. I would not. But that's the thing. I would not like to not look anyway physically. I'm not.
Okay, I mean saying, based on a relation to not going to the gym, for example, based on a relation of always staying in bed.
I would. You know what? Yeah. Okay. I would not like to look unhealthy and unkempt, and
Thank you.
You know those people in movies where it's like this is an example of someone who's been in his flat for 72 years and who hasn't moved and who's, you know, unemployed and stuff.
Okay.
Like, to be
How would it
my
look like
beard is too
relationship
long.
wise?
Relationship wise, with
Your anti-vision.
do you mean loving relationship or like family and stuff?
All kinds of relationships.
Oh, I would not like to be. I mean, yeah, I would not like to be someone who's lost contact with his family. That's for sure.
Okay.
I believe in siblings very deeply. I think because I know this is kind of off topic, but it's crazy to me that people don't talk to their siblings. I know there's obviously like extenuating circumstances.
That's one thing that you and I have in common for sure.
Yeah, like the respect and love of family, right? Yeah.
I met a lot of people who don't get how I'm so close to my cousins.
But to be fair, I think it's not their fault. Like it's just that it's how you're raised. I think it's because our parents instilled in us that sense of like family is everything. And I think we're so like it's not our work. We've just been transmitted.
Yeah.
We've just been given those values that we then kind of carry on forward. But what I mean, but anyways, yeah, I wouldn't want to be someone who's lost contact with his family.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what about wealth? You wouldn't want what?
I don't want to be no broke bitch.
Nice. Okay. So you're able to. Okay. I'll add for when you ask people what's your anti-vision like, they can paint a very clear picture.
Okay.
Like they'll be able to tell you like what house they don't want to live in, what kind of job they'd hate to have, what kind of clothes they'd hate to wear, what kind of weather they hate to be in, what kind of city they hate to be in, the kind of people they hate to work with, the kind of body they hate to have, the kind of face, hair, teeth, health they hate to have. So they'd be able to tell you all the things they hate to have. And now how do you want to find out all the things that you do want in life? Nice. You reverse it. Nice.
I'm learning.
He's learning.
So if you know what you don't want,
then
how come you're wearing that shirt?
You paint a clear, because I did this with a client recently.
Okay, yeah.
I heard your question. What do you do with that information?
No, I said, why are you wearing that shirt? Sorry, yeah. What would you do with that information was my real question, yeah.
I did that with a client recently.
Yeah.
And seeing him talk about those things, he like you could see it on his face, like he got pretty mad. And it wasn't funny, but I don't know why I'm laughing. I'm sorry. But he got upset, and it worked. And then he is now showing up every day to working towards his goal because he has a clear image of what he doesn't want to
As in,
achieve.
wait, because he saw himself get angry, or he was getting angry at what he was seeing.
There you go.
Oh, okay.
It's like, and that's what you asked me. You're like, I was comfortable. Yes, I was comfortable. I gave myself an ultimatum. I convinced myself that I had, and I really told myself like I have X amount of time. I have 6 months to figure this out. Or I have a year. If I don't figure this out in 1 year, I give myself 12 months. I have 12 months to be making money, making my own living, and figuring it out alone. If I don't do it, I know what's waiting for me on the side.
What's waiting for you?
It's waiting for me that I don't have to go to do the traditional route they don't want to do, work a 9 to 5 that I hate.
Nightmare.
Dude.
Make 6 figures.
For me, no,
I'm joking.
I don't want to do that.
I
don't want to have a job I hate.
Yeah, I know.
I don't. I really don't. I don't want to have no time to look at my hobbies. No, I wake up in the morning. I'm comfortable with the steady paychecks, and then in the morning I wake up. Oh, tonight when I get back from work, I'm gonna be able to finally read and do all the DJ that I wanted to do, all the hobbies that I have. Get back home and I'm drained at 6 p.m. They overworked me at the bank today. Have no time, but it's fine. The paychecks are coming, so I'll be good. And then I have insurance and I have the 401k. Don't forget about that. It's great. I don't want that. I don't want that.
I don't want that.
You want that.
I don't want that either.
You want that.
I don't want that. Okay. Oh, should we turn the cameras off?
So ASMR.
Sorry.
Someone told me we should do an ASMR episode.
How would that work? Would it be like this the whole time?
I don't think we should do it.
Why not? Let's do it.
No.
Why not?
I don't want to. I veto it. You do it.
It is horrible.
You do it on your own podcast. I'm gonna pull the plug.
Do not pull the plug.
Okay.
What's your
Anyway, I think What? Go ahead. Ask.
I was literally
ask away.
Okay. No that attitude. I was just gonna ask what's your body count? No, I was gonna ask what's your timing? When do you end it? Not that I'm having a shit time.
No.
I'm having a great time.
I was gonna say.
I just mean
there's a topic that you and I hold dear to our hearts. This is one of the topics that you and I connected on and bonded on when we first met back in 2019, September 2019.
5 years ago.
Not at the Rogers store, but we met officially when you moved into the house, to the apartment, to the condo, to the
so
floor.
dramatic. Yeah.
And we shared music. A lot of people ask me, they say, Julian, how did you live with someone in a small little room and play music out loud?
Did anyone ask him that?
Many people.
Really? Name one.
Really? Esteban.
Huh?
Esteban.
¿Quién es Esteban?
He asked about it.
Okay.
And you know who else asked?
Who?
Mauricio.
Mauricio.
You
Isn't that the name of your vape?
What?
No?
No.
What's the name of your vape again?
No, I don't have a vape.
Okay.
Jamie's.
Yeah, Jamie's. What was that? Wasn't that Mauricio?
Kamza. Right?
We're getting lost. Okay. What did you say to them?
I told them that when
Those
you
English
live...
people.
So they asked me, Julian, how do you are able to... Because it's actually a good question. Like, we lived in how small of a room did we live?
Say that again?
We lived in how small of a room?
Yeah.
I'm asking.
Oh. I thought you said we're living in a house as small as this room. I was like, yeah.
When we were in McGill together, how small was our residence?
Yeah.
I'm asking you how small.
Right, yeah.
How small was it?
It was small. It was the size of it was so there were 2 beds next to each other.
It was like how much spacing between them, you'd say?
I'd say there was like this much.
And explain that for the non-viewers, the ones who listen.
Oh, like the size of a very, very excited Julian Saad.
You're not able to use any of this. Please.
Can you not use that?
Okay, Panos, cut all this.
How PG is this?
Like, honestly, it doesn't matter. But
Okay.
let's start again. So we were living in the same room, and the beds were like, it's such a small room. So a bunch of people would tend to ask me, like, when you live with somebody so close,
Yeah.
like, do you usually put on headphones? Like,
No, one thing that you did that I actually thought was so smart. No,
Okay, go for it. I'm curious.
One thing that you did was so smart, and I think that's what saved us as roommates, because in such a confined space, you're right, it is quite risky. It's that what you did is from the very first day, you just blasted your own music and I was fucked. I think that's brilliant. I think it means that it's set up a dynamic where
You could do it too.
I could not do it at all because
we
wouldn't be able to hear it over the other
You
music.
did it in the shower all the time. I loved it.
I did do it in the shower, that's true actually.
No, you always play music. Don't say that.
Not really. But no, I don't want it to look like I'm angry about it. I don't
You
care.
play music all the time. I have video proof. I'll play it on this podcast.
Play it on the podcast.
I have
proof of
video
you breaking my laptop, trying to break my laptop.
I do, yeah. It's great. I'm proud of that
On a
moment.
Sunday at like 11 p.m.
I'm proud of that moment.
So you're crazy.
Yeah, so
This is what it feels like.
So people would ask a lot about what joined us. And I'd say that our biggest driving force was music.
Really? Are you joking?
One of the biggest.
Oh, you're true. You're true. You're right. Actually, we did bond a lot over music in the first year because we both listened to Harry Styles, Justin Bieber,
Yeah, we did.
and Tomish.
Did we? Tomish?
Yeah.
We got all of those. Tomish was, yeah.
You.
It's funny how in 5 years, I don't listen to those artists as much anymore. It's
Any of
crazy.
them?
Do you?
No.
Yeah, exactly. Look how much has changed in 5 years. Right?
Yeah.
Anyway, the reason I'm asking is because now I'm kind of curious to know what kind of music you've been vibing with lately.
Oh, good question. I told you John Mayer, right? But like his solo stuff.
You're playing a lot of it,
company,
yeah. So if right now I asked you, Antoine, you could only choose one song to end this podcast with. You could only choose one song only to end this podcast with. And only a few seconds of the song will get to be played. Probably around this very moment right now. It'll be playing in the post-production.
Change will come.
Bye.
I should know.
Of course you're choosing a song by somebody you don't know.
Change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. It's been too hard living, but I'm afraid to die.
Oh, change will come.
Oh, change gon' come. Oh, yes it will. I forgot who it's by, but it's a really good song.
That was beautiful.
Change is gonna come. I should know. I don't know.
Thank you. Hopefully our editor will be able to find that song.
Yeah, and if not, Baby by Justin Bieber or whatever, something simple. Wait, is this it? Are we ending it?
Thank you for being here. Thank you for making the time. Thank you for providing us with this beautiful, beautiful space up in London City.
Let us know in the comments if you liked it.
And maybe, and let us know if you want to do if you want Antoine for a part 2.
Yeah, let me know.
Much love, my friend.
Oh, okay. Much love. Wait, touch me again. That was nice.
Much love.
Much love.
Much love.
Much. Oh, where are you going? Oh, sorry. Careful.